Good morning, YouTube. This is your girl, Kinzaagency. That's right, I'm back again with another video. Guys, today is Sunday. I'm going to go harvest some cassava. I'm not making fufu, but a couple of the cassava is ready. Yesterday I didn't vlog. I did some more laundry, empty a box. And now I'm heading to the garden. Let me take this box. It's empty now. Oh, I should have put that. Oh, my perfume was in there. So this has to go burn. He must started digging the hole for the pit down here. But he needs help. It's a hard ground and he can't do it alone. So he was trying to get some help from those guys. But they've been busy. They've been very busy. So I have to wait till they're available, you know. You just can't come out here and dig a pit. It's hard ground, you know. So today is cassava harvest because today is fufu day. So I just wanted to come down here and show you guys. A lot of these cassava sticks from the holes got knocked over, which is not good. But the maize should start coming soon. This is the watering system that Ima created here. I need to buy another one of these red hose because this hose is so cheap. So he's been like, some of these cassava sticks could get fixed back in the soil. This one got knocked out too. Oh, you already harvest. This one here, did you harvest this one? Is this one ready? Or just this? Just this is good.
This is okay.
This one is good enough to make couple. That's enough for make fufu. That ain't enough?
Yes.
That's enough? Okay. Well, that's good. All right. So this lemon tree or orange tree is coming nice. Oh yeah, the bugs are gone, right? And this one.
See, this one is coming.
Oh yeah, it's coming back nice. Fresh new leaves. No bugs. That one over there too. Ima, did you get that one over there too?
Yes.
Okay.
The
trees.
yes.
Okay. There's some type of bug. So I have no planting yet, so just the cassava. They look kind of slim to me, but it could work. It could make some fufu. One of them had a crack in it. He said it's from watering. They probably because of the water, so. Does they have any potatoes? They took all. I need to get some more tomatoes on here. I mean potatoes, not tomatoes. Potatoes, sweet potatoes. This needs to get pulled up. It's too much. It's drunk, you know, the contumely. So, and then I have to plant the okra. But one day at a time, the heat down here don't play, man. So we harvest this cassava. That big one over there is probably getting ready to harvest, and this one soon. Just enough to take to mom to do fufu. I'm not going by mom today to do fufu, but they could have it. Some of these fell down with the rain. Some fell along with the rain. to make fufu. So all these will become cassava. The rain knocked over a lot of them. The ground is too hard. They're going to come anyway. So let me walk over here and show you guys this ground. See, Vincent had started digging a pit somewhere here. He never did finish. It's not like, you know, when these workers come to do stuff in the house, they don't want to take away from what they're doing. Vincent was supposed to dig a pit. See, these are some of the stuff I need to make the cocoa peat. If I could get some shells and maybe dry it myself, but it's a lot of work. See, he must started doing it himself, but it's a lot of work. It's not easy. So if I could get the help for him from those guys up there, then we'll get it done. He started yesterday, but it's too much work. So it's not easy for one person to dig. So I'll pay somebody else to help him. But it's to get them to come, you know. Vincent had started digging one here, and he stopped. It's not easy. Right there, I think he was digging. But it's okay. It'll get done when the time is right. In the meantime, we'll burn the trash here. No big deal. So I basically just wanted to talk about, you know, sometimes my audience drives my comments, my videos. And today, you know, yesterday I got a comment about what do they call the countryside in Ghana, because they're Ghanaian and they live in America, in the suburbs. My blanket fell. And they live in America, in the suburbs, and they have trees, and they watch 3 days eating up their lawn, and they hear the birds, the squirrels, the groundhogs, and they even saw a black bear, you know, on somebody's camera. I lived that life most of my life, hearing the birds, living in the suburbs, with the trees that has no fruits, the trees that, you know, they do plant. And I agree with some of his comment that they tear down the trees here and build concrete and don't plant back trees. Yes, I agree with that. It needs trees, it needs grass, it needs some type of greenery. I agree heartfully. But when you're trying to compare US countryside to Ghanaian countryside, you know, it's different. This is a whole different country. US is US. US is a developed country. You can't even stopping you from gardening in your backyard. I heard, you know, I don't know how much true this is. You can't plant your own food. You can't raise your own chickens. The birds you hearing, you can't even eat. The day you seen in your backyard, you can't even hunt for food, you know. So the squirrels, you can't eat the squirrels. I see mangoes here. I see sheep's hair, I hear goat's hair, I hear cow's hair, and in some areas you even hear pigs. I think there's a pig farm right over there somewhere. Back there has a pig farm. You know, so to compare the deer eating on the grass, oh, that American dream, where, you know, it's no comparison, okay? They do develop here and tear down stuff here, but in the meantime, I'm growing my own food, okay? I have food securities. I have my own water. You're paying, you working every day. I know you have to pay for your water. You know, and if you do have well water, you can't dig a deep well. They control everything you do. You're so in most areas in the United States, you can't have solar panels unless you sending it the electricity back, selling it back to the government, to the electrical companies. That's your solar in a lot of places. I'm not saying all, in most places. Now, you live in the suburbs. I live in the suburbs. I know what it's like living in those nice little communities. Yes, with association fees. So you have to work hard to pay for those association fees. I'm not saying you might be a doctor, but doctors work hard, and you might have a good job, but you still have to work hard to keep that life. I am happy here in this countryside, where I could hear the chickens and at least it's food that we could eat. And there is plenty of birds, and there plenty, you have squirrels, we have mangoes that climb tree because I've seen them. And, you know, you can't compare the both. You can't compare the environment. You just can't compare it. So why sit there because you in America suburbs and think the countryside in America is better than living in this countryside in Ghana, that you could see more trees. That's what you call countryside. Who defines countryside? I seen plenty of trees. I'm seeing coconut trees. I'm seeing palm trees. Those are food trees. I'm seeing a mango tree. You know, those are food trees. What you're seeing is just plain old pine needles and forests. I could tell you that they're probably not food trees that you could go and climb and eat. I just wanted to talk about that. You know, now, you know, I've been seeing, you know, I don't know how true it is that they're stopping people from farming. You can't have chickens. You could barely have a dog because your neighbor would complain. They have noise ordinance in these associated communities. And you have to go way out, not even in the, and I lived in the suburbs. And you live in these communities that they control everything. If you don't cut your grass in time, you get fined. If you don't, if you water too much, they control how much you water. They control everything. Is that the life? Or me, who I could go and do my lawn whenever I want? Well, I don't have a lawn now. I have fruit trees. I have, you know, but eventually I would have some more greenery. That's right. So when you sit in America because you left Ghana, I'm not speaking for, you know, most people. I'm just saying some people. And you go because they sell you the American dream. They sell you, oh, the life in America is better. You know, it might be better for you. I lived there all my life, but right now here is better for me because I could live a sustainable life here and I'm not killing my body out working to pay for taxes, or some people pay for rent, for car notes, car insurance, high car insurance rates. I just renewed my registration and the car insurance, and it was 1 month's rent, 1 month's, less than 1 month's rate for the whole year here in Ghana. So when you compare that American dream, be fair, you know, be fair. Tell the whole story that waking up to the days in the I did that. And what good is the day if I can't have meat to eat? What good is the big black bear? We had black bear. I've had black bear scares in our community. I've had fox eating our fox in our community. I've had what you call those wild bobcats in Florida, bobcats, black bears. You know, I came from that life in America. What good is it where they eating your pets, eating your cats or your dogs? You know, I just wanted to talk about that this morning. Comparing, saying that this is a countryside that I'm in. It looks country to me. I'm outside of the city. I'm outside of Accra compared to Accra. And if you're in the suburbs, probably in the city don't have trees also. But I could see trees here all around me. And if they tear them down, that's good for them, you know, but I know I'm enjoying it right now, and I know I will be enjoying my trees, my fruit trees. As you could see, I have fruit trees and my farming and my chickens. So I'm enjoying the countryside as it is right now. In 10 years from now, I can't control, and you can't control when they develop your area also, because I lived in Florida most of my adult life and in the Caribbean most of my childhood life. And when things start to develop there too, you have to move out farther. I move farther and farther away as things develop in my area out in the suburbs, because I don't like the country. I mean, I don't like the city life. I don't like the noise. I don't like the big buildings. So to each his own. I'm ranting. Yes, I'm ranting because sometimes my comments drive my videos, because sometimes it just don't make any sense to compare American countryside to Ghanaian countryside. Me calling this the country. It is the country. Do you see tall buildings? If you go to the country, to the cities in America, do you see trees? All you see is concrete buildings. Do you see trees in your city where you're from, wherever? You say you're in Washington, D.C. Yes, I'm calling you out. Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C., do you see a bunch of trees unless you're in a park in the city? Be fair to yourself when you say, you know, when you make these type of statements about comparing America countryside, the suburbs, not even country. Suburbs is different from the country. If you go into the country in America, then you'll see what country is. But if you're in the suburbs in your nice neighborhood, like you described with your lawn and all that, that's the difference when you're in the suburbs. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that this morning. When you living in the countryside or the suburbs in America, and I'm saying I'm in the countryside, you know, I'm in the country here. I'm not in a city. I'm not in Accra. I'm not in Cape Coast, in the city, you know. So I could say I'm in the country. I'm minutes out from Accra. I'm not right. I'm like in a suburb, actually. I'm like a good hour outside of Accra. But I'm enjoying. You hear the birds? Hear the birds? Do you hear in the background? You could see the birds. You could see the birds flying. And there is wild animals around here too, like mongoose. We don't have squirrels here, but there's a type of mongoose. It's different that, you know, I watch in the trees, climbing the trees. There's nutria, which you guys call grass cutters here. That's country, you know. That's country in the tropical climate here. That's what survives and grows here. In the States, or you might have a squirrel, or you might have a groundhog. There's no groundhog here because this is tropical. This is tropical life. So that's the difference. You might, even in the South in America, they have nutria, which is the grass cutters. So life is different. You can't compare them. The climate is different, and that's what makes this world, you know, God creation, a better place. Look, these birds. I think they're nesting someplace around here. This is a chicken hawk. That's a chicken hawk that fly around here looking for baby chicks. So I have to be careful with my chicks when I get them, because there's another one over there. So there's birds around. There's everything around here. So this is what I'm enjoying right now, and I would be enjoying my animals soon. It just takes time. All right, see you guys. Oh, today is Sunday, and everything is quiet. Not much cars passing. Nobody is working today. Sundays are still reserved for church and a day of rest. You know, in my previous video, I talk about the children and the privilege, and you know, and then of course I know I was gonna get backlash. You know, I'm saying the children are privileged. They walk to school. People still walk to work. There's no parent to drop them off to school every morning. There's no bus to pick them up. They have to pay for their transportation to school. They have to pay most of the time for their school lunch and their uniforms. And they work. Hey, how are you? They work from young. They still have to get up and do chores every morning. Our kids, not all, like I am saying, I'm speaking from my perspective, my opinion, and me raising young boys there in America. And I see, you know, and I'm not talking about Black Americans alone. I'm talking about white kids too. You know, my kids raised in the suburbs, like I said before, and they had white friends. And I'm speaking for most American kids. I'm not speaking for those who still have values or whatever, you know. I'm speaking for most. Okay, people like to think I'm like generalizing, or you know, I'm speaking for most, regardless of what their privilege, regardless of how you bring your kids up, you know, compared to these African third world countries, they're privileged. Period. That's it. They're privileged. So no matter how much you raise them with still doing your chores, they're still privileged compared to these African countries. So that's when I speak. That's how I'm speaking, because that's just it. We are privileged. We have running water. They have to fetch water. Do your kids in America get up and fetch water to shower or bathe every evening, or to wash clothes? No. They're still fetching water. Not all here in Africa do. I'm not speaking for all. I'm speaking for, you know, majority, you know, people who in Accra probably don't have water issues, but Accra, most people do have water issues. The water go, the lights go in Accra, especially in Accra because it's crowded. So when I speak, I'm speaking for the majority when I say some of these things. Like in Accra, the water goes. A lot of people have to still fetch water. I just came from Accra, living in Greater Accra region, not in the city. In the city, but they had days I had to fetch water. I had to bring water here from my property in buckets in order for me to shower, in order for me to flush the toilet. Some people don't have flushing toilets. So when I said the kids are privileged, Yes, in America, you don't have that issue. You don't have to worry about flushing toilets or fetching water. So the kids are privileged, regardless how you raise your kids or my character. I'm not saying they, don't still have family values. Yes, but majority don't. And I'm speaking from being in experience and growing up in the Caribbean and being here in Africa now at this stage in my life. There's a difference. So sorry if I offend anybody. Like I said, I shouldn't be apologizing like people say I always apologize. I said what I said, and that's it. So guys, when you comparison, someone made a comment about the countryside. Someone made a comment about me working EMAT a lot. He's working, he's getting paid. He's 15. Kids in America do work from 15. Some even, younger, 14. They do have fast food jobs. They just have other laws in place where they could only work a certain amount of hours at that age. But he also have time where he is not working, for those who think he's just working all the time. Only what I put on camera, guys. Only what I put on camera. Only what I put on camera is what you see. Remember that this is YouTube, this is social media. You guys could say what you want and I could record and put whatever I want, right? So that's it. See you guys soon. Guys, it's overcast. It's looking to rain. Yeah, it's getting later in the afternoon and it's about to rain. I think I need to secure my washer a little better. The cover I had on flew off. Look at the birds. I'm taking it easy today. I've been downstairs a little bit. I decided to just stay in and rest today because I went down there and the heat took me over. And I'm just, I start stuff in my last video and I'm just replying to all, the same people, the same negative people who, some of them who hasn't even never been here to Africa. Never probably even traveled out of the United States. I always have something to say, They never even been here, or probably haven't even traveled out their state. Those are the ones who always have something to say, to criticize, And I just have to laugh. I am here just chilling. Ima is chilling today. We are resting. Super Shadi went to play football. It's a typical Africa Sunday. You don't do much. You just relax. And that's what I'm here doing. But just answering a bunch of foolishness on YouTube. People only see snippets of little things and then they recreate their own stuff, I don't put everything on camera. We do relax, we do have fun, we do stuff other than just work. Okay? So, in everything I put on camera for that reason, And for those who are talking about my pants being down and they see what they see on TV, they do what they do on TV, and a lot of times they don't even know. They barely watch TV, number one. So this is a privilege for him being here watching TV because they barely have TV. So here in the village, I should say, maybe those in Accra, those kids watch more TV. But I have to be very careful what I say because not all. So watching TV is a privilege for some of the kids that is allowed to watch TV during the day or whatever. But anyway, I noticed from the time I got here, My sons were never allowed to wear their pants down. I think it was an ugly fad. I think it is, I don't know where it came, I know a little of the history. People say it comes from the rapping time, when the hip hop times. People say it comes from the prison. People say it comes from our ancestors being slaves and whatever. That's American stuff. These children here don't know American history like that. They just follow what they see others do. They follow the older boys here, and the older boys are probably getting it from the hip hop era or wherever, American Western culture. So, and sometimes it's just an innocent thing. I noticed when I got here and Ima is wearing his pants down, it's because he didn't have a belt. He was tying it up with plastic rubber. But then here, their culture is their children, they could walk around in their boxers. They could walk around without their shirts on, because that's still a thing here. In the Caribbean, we did it as a kid, the little girls. But in American culture again, with the perverts and the rape and the this and their laws and the this and the that, that's not a thing. But hey, it's a thing. So, the kids still do it. They don't have to worry about pedophiles or whatever. They probably have, but it's not prevalent like in the States. It's still in their culture. You understand me? So if they want to walk around with their shirts off, or they work in their boxer a lot of time if they're working with water, because that's what they used to doing here in the village. It's nothing, who is to me to keep telling them, you got to do this. I have to implement my American ways and their culture. No, that's their thing. That's their thing. I'm not here to change the way they do things and colonize them like the colonizers that came here to change everything. No, that's their culture. I didn't come in for that. Then, I gave him a belt. The belt is way big, so his pants is still way down below. I don't know if it's innocent or if he sees the style. I didn't ask him. I just tell him to pull his pants up, and he corrected it. If you look in my video carefully, you'll see him fixing the belt because he corrected it. This was an old belt of mine that I gave him before he bought a belt. I keep saying I'm not going to come on and get in this with these negative Nancy's, but when the question keep coming, I have to address it. Me addressing it is not. Today's Mother's Day. You see, the American holidays. I just gotta. I don't know. It's Mother's Day. My boys, did they call me for today? They haven't called me yet. I don't know if it's Mother's Day or not, but I just got a message about Mother's Day. No, Mother's Day is in May. Anyway, American holidays again. Every day is Mother's Day for me. Anyway, so maybe it's just a clip somebody sent me. I'm in Africa and I'm trying to get out of this Americanized culture. Well, not get out of it. It's in me. It's part of me. I raised in it. I lived in it, but kind of tone it down a little. I'm in the countryside, and that's what I'm doing. I just wanted to end the video here. And because too much, it's too much in the comments about him wearing his pants. Oh, and another thing, I said this in my previous videos, but it's the same negative. Like, these people, like, they don't have anything better or common sense or any knowledge of Africa culture or any. You're just there commenting. These are negative people always in my comments about me. Paying a young man with food and gifts. The gifts are from people. The food I gave him because this is how their culture is. if you're here, you working here, I'm cooking. I'm sure if I'm by his mom, they're gonna offer me food, right? It's not for pay. People, I fed my workers and I paid them. Anybody that comes here, and if I have food, I'm going to give. The gifts are from people, it's not from me. Well, if I'm at the store and he doesn't have, I'm paying him, and if he wants to, and if I'm going to the store and he has money to buy little things that he wants, then so be it. If he doesn't have enough, then I give him. It's not a big deal for me, It's not a big deal if I take him to the store and people send him little gifts. Why is it an issue? Why do you guys think I'm misusing or abusing? This guy is so happy here. Please, stop it. In the comments saying I'm using for food and would rather get paid. Do you know the salaries here? Oh, come on. Guys, anyway, how are you, Sammy? I'm waiting for you to come help Ima. Tomorrow. Okay. Okay, early, okay? When you done your work. Okay? All right. Thank you. See, they're happy when they have work here, so they're gonna get paid. I'm not paying them with food. I'm not paying them with gifts. I'm paying them with CDs. They're happy for their little extra money, okay? So stop trying to demonize everything I do, everything I say. Look at these kids. This is their game. They play outside. Look at their game with a wheel with 2 sticks. You hear him? That's their game. They outside still playing. As long as the sun is down. They're not always working. They still, but they have their work. And some of them have to work from young and can't go to school because their parents don't have the money and they have to eat. And I told you guys from the beginning when he came to my compound, he stopped because they just moved here. You don't know their situation. You don't know. I'm doing my best to help as much as I can. And thank you guys for those who support him and, and understand it's a big difference, It's a big difference. Comparing both, like I started this video about somebody talking about, the countryside in the States and, defining the countryside. I don't see concrete jungle here. Maybe in the future it might be, but right now I could enjoy my countryside living. I see trees and I see fruits. You see those pineapples? How many suburbs, like they said, suburbs in America you could see this. I see sweet potatoes, I see pineapples, I see cassava, I see plantains. That's a whole cassava farm there. We just harvest cassava today in this video. I see coconuts. There's trees. I see bamboo. Stuff for survival. What happens if something happened in the States? Are you going to eat those trees in the forest that you see those squirrels running up? Because I had plenty in my backyard and I still tried to plant some food in my backyard. So when I was in the States, but I rather this. This is my choice. If you rather being in the suburbs in the States and working to keep up with all the demands, that's on you. I left that behind and exchanged it for this. And then when you compare the children, yes, America has privileges for kids, but the crime, the rapes, the the amount of suicides that the kids, all the mental issues that the kids have, and there's a lot. I'm not, somebody told me, oh, I'm acting like Africa is perfect and the kids are perfect. No, that's not what I'm saying. There are people on drugs here. There is crimes. Yes, we have compounds with walls for a reason, and we have electric fences, and we have burglar proof. There's burglar proof on the church right there. Yes, so this is the way they safeguard their territory. In America, it's different because we have more policing in the States, so we probably don't have the bars on the windows anymore. In the cities, in some cities, you still have bars and windows. In the Caribbean, we still have bars and windows. And, we have more ADT and Vivint now, online security systems, than they do here. So this is a poor country. There's going to be crime. There's going to be petty theft, a lot of petty theft. But compared to the gun violence and living that harsh life, working every day and your body can't take it, the health, it's non-comparable. So anyway, there's good and there's bad in every country. So when we compare, like I said, instead of the Ghanaians in the diaspora complaining about them tearing down trees and no laws or anything to no what do you call it, overview or any regulations of planting back trees. This is something you could come and advocate for in your country, not just run away to America and think you're living the best life because you live in the suburbs or living in America. This is how some of the Ghanaians think, because they have been colonized to thinking that it's better. And this is how some of these young people think here in Ghana, that they have to leave in order to get better. They have to wear their clothes like how the Westerners wear it. I'm rambling. I keep rambling, but I want to get my point across because people take it in the wrong way all the time. So, just saying. Anyway, thank you guys again for the support, who all supports Ima, and it's a work in progress. In the next few years or 10 years from now, he might be a totally different young man, and those of you who see that, and I see that, I believe, and it would happen. And thank you guys for your support. I appreciate you all for coming back every day. If you haven't subscribed and this is your first time here, please hit the subscription button and go over to Super Shadi's and watch his cooking video. I think we cooked together a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen it yet, go over there and support also. Thank you guys again. Peace out. I love you guys. Bye bye. Bye bye. Just want to come on and show you my face. Bye. See you in the next video.